So this is how to beat negates. Counterattacks, counter plays, but mainly it's the free negates and the floodgates. Negates. Of course, there's battle cards that can negate attacks and have floodgate effects. There's not much space on this little deck profile right here, so I just put some stuff, mainly just showing the the new free negates, throwing in Hatchet because he's obviously one of the ones that already was one of these free negates type things where it's like, oh, I can negate your attack for free. Of course, we got sparking negates. That's a thing, but these are the new versions of these. Definitely are great to replace the sparking negates with. So definitely putting them to work, and the fact that they can potentially stop up to 2 attacks just for using them makes them definitely better than regular sparking negates. But the floodgate negates, extra cards are and battle cards are still still prevalent. People are still going to use them. So so let's talk about these negates. Alright, so these are hard negates and they make a blocker. So that right there could potentially stop 2 attacks. So with that being said, it's like, just one single attack is not going to be too good. Even if you try to go wide, they can stop 1 attack and then put up a blocker for a secondary attack. So, and that's just off of 1 card. And these are now once per turn, so your opponent can play multiple copies of these in a turn, so they can stop multiple attacks. So imagine if somebody used 2 copies of Testing the Opposition, for example, by taking 2 life. So because of that, negate the negate an attack, make a token, they can stop another attack. Then they can negate another attack, make a token, stop another attack. So off of 2 cards, they can stop 4 attacks. That's obviously a leader swing, a unison swing, and 2 battle card swings right there off of 2 cards. That's 4 attacks you can stop off of just 2 cards and just giving up 2 life. So that means you can leave your energy for other plays like a rival play or some other play, or you could just tap out and not worry about having to survive a turn, because just with 2 of these in your hands and taking 2 life, and the life is added to your hands, so they're replacing themselves. So you play them, they're replacing them. So especially if the attacks are like double strike, triple strike, stuff like that, it's worth taking a life to stop the attack, and then you have an extra, the blockers, an extra attack you can stop, especially if stuff has dual attack. And I definitely recommend people play dual attack cards in general, because it's good against single negates, cards that can negate just 1 attack and that's it. Like regular sparking negates, regular, hard, regular basic negates. Even just in general, a blocker is, So having dual attack is very important to bypass. You want to be able to swing, and if your opponent stops that first attack, that's okay. You have a second one, right? If first you don't succeed, try again, right? So that's what I've been saying lately. So we have these in the game now. Now we gotta deal with them. We gotta overcome them. So triple attack is the best way to overcome these negates, because your first attack will be stopped. They'll have a blocker for your second attack, and then you need 1 more attack to go through. So that'd be kind of difficult. Not many cards have triple attack. There are some. There's a Food Banisher that has triple attack. Let's see, I have him in here. No, I don't have him in that folder, but Food Banisher be a good card to use because of the fact that it can bypass just 1 of these, but it won't bypass 2 of these, and that's where it becomes a problem, right? So what we're trying, right? We're trying to come up with a way to bypass them, but it's gonna be tough. But the fact that your opponent takes a life, you can take that to advantage. Because let's say your opponent has 2 life, so they play this, they take a life to play this, negate an attack and make a token to try to stop a secondary attack. They'll be at 1 life, so as long as you can at least get 1 attack through, will come in handy. So you want to have 4 to 5 attacks just to try to bypass the potential of your opponent having 2 of these. Wouldn't be surprised. What happens is your opponent plays one of these, right? Takes life, and the card they added from the life to hands just happens to be another copy. So that's another potential negate right there. But of course, if they're at 1 life, they can't play the second copy. But if they have the energy to play the second copy, then that's one thing. But it's just the factor that, you know, at any given time, your opponent adds one of these to their hands, either from drawing or from taking damage. Then this will be available. And they have to have 5 or less life in order to play for free, but, you know, that's the whole point. It's, you know, late game is when these cards are going to be very, very necessary, the whole ability to negate for free just by taking a life. So using your life as a resource to pay for these things. So again, that's why I call them free, because they literally are. Don't need to tap energy. You can use your energy for other things. Play these for free. So these are all the ones for the different colors, except for black, because obviously black will be generic. This makes a Cyberman token with 5k power and 0 cost 5k combo. This one just makes a 10k token, blocker token. So it's a 10. So this is a 10k blocker. This would be a 5k blocker. This makes a 5k with 0 cost combo power blocker. And this one does a 10k blocker. So red and green make blockers that can be used to combo, and the blue and yellow just makes 10k blockers that can't be used for a combo. But because they're 10k, they can be used as attackers. So if your opponent, doesn't use the token to block, they at least have a 10k they can attack with next turn. Since they'll lose the blocker skill, they'll be skillless, and obviously you can try to take advantage of a skillless token, right? Skillless battle card, and do some stuff with that. Definitely stuff that I would do. So of course, these exist, so obviously you should use them. And then of course take them to account when trying to go for game. So let's show off some cards that can help us with that. This card is really good because of the fact that when this card's attack, it's second auto, when this card's attack is negated, you add a card from your life to your hand, and then deal your opponent 1 damage. So if your opponent plays these for free, by taking a life, it will negate this attack, and then this will burn them for 1 more, so then they'll lose 2 life just by using one of these. So against this card's attack, so that's something to take into account. So it's better than nothing, especially if your opponent only had 2 life. Then just by playing this, they end themselves out anyway. This has double strike, so they either have to choose. The more likely it will have. It'd be a bad idea to play the negate, right, for free. So they will have to let this attack go through and try to outcombo it. This has the skill where your opponent can't use blockers. So even if let's say even if you was able to restand this, or you had 2 copies of these in play, and you swing with one, and then they play this, and then they make the token won't be able to stop the second one because the opponent can't use blocker. So that's nice that this has that built-in ability. So this is definitely a really good card to have against these types of negates. This ability, the burning ability, is also good just against the regular, other negates. Dealing your opponent 1 damage is better than nothing, especially if it can help you set up for like a burn play, or just set them up to take a leader swing or something later on and end them out that way. Then we got so this is something that can deal damage even if they negate your attack, right? Which is nice. Ultimate Spirit Bomb Goku has the permanent your opponent can't activate counter against this card's attack, which is nice, which means your opponent can't Hachiyak, your opponent can't play these negates. I mean, they can't even play any of the other negates because they can't play the counter skill against this card's attack. They have to wait for something else to attack in order to play them. So that inherently, this card alone already helps you fight against these cards. But you know, this is a blue card, so pretty much blue has access to this. Most other colors won't have access to this, but there is like at least a green card that I forgot to put here. But there's a green Super 17, if my Super 17. It's a 4-drop. That has the ability where its attack can't be negated. So it's pretty much the same par with this card. So, and this of course has the ability to combo to make itself stronger, but that's not the main reason we have him here. We have him here because of the fact that his attack can't be countered attacked. So this helps you deal with all these counter attacks. So that right there is inherently a good effect. And of course, any card that has this effect is a must-have. Then we have Kaioken Goku. This is a pretty good card if you can get it out, because it has an active main. Choose one card in your life, add it to your hand. Your opponent reveals their hand. You choose up to one card from it and place it into the drop area. And this card gets, you know, an extra 25k power boost for the duration of the turn, which is really nice. So being able to make it 50k plus is always good. And then it's auto triggers once you reach 1 life. You get triple strike and dual attack, so you can get to some really high numbers. You could probably get to like 100k triple strike, attacking twice type of status, and that's so good. Actually, I have the cards right here. Got my play set. Got a play set of that. Got a play set of that. So I'm definitely going to be using these. Got a play set of that. And of course, I ordered these negates. I pretty much have everything here except for Violent Rays, Torrent Potential. I did just order these guys. I already have this. I don't have Hatchiac. I don't have Coolers, but I have everything else. So these are cards that I definitely play with. So this is definitely a card I would like to, you know, play more often, because it's a good card, good card, very powerful. And like I said, it lets you look at your opponent's hand and then choose a card from it and send it to the drop. So, and this is an active main, so you do this before you even declare attack. So you can use this to get rid of stuff like Violent Rays, your opponent's Baby Hatchiac, or any of these free negates, and you know, send them to the drop before you even declare your attacks, which is awesome. So any effects similar to this, this is just one of the cards that definitely had the effect of dealing with the extra cards. Because we have cards like, you know, that can look at our opponent's hands and discard battle cards, but to discard extra cards, that's where it's tough. This is one of the few cards that can look at our opponent's hand and let us discard a card, you know, an extra card specifically, especially a negate. So that's a thing. Hopefully Bandai will create a couple more stuff that will let us look at our opponent's hand and get rid of an extra card, or, you know, that kind of stuff. It'd be kind of cool to have a card that you play and you can declare the name of, like, you know, play a card and be like Violent Rays, and your opponent can't play Violent Rays. You know, that'd be nice. That'd be definitely busted, but you get my point. Basically, Prohibition from Yu-Gi-Oh! Alright, so, yeah, that type of card would definitely be busted. We have Gohan, the Go 10 Familiar Bonds. It has the auto that when you play this card, activate this skill for the duration of the turn. When your opponent uses a skill to play a battle card, your opponent chooses 2 cards from their life and sends it to a drop. So the thing about these free negates is that they do play, you know, through the skill of the counter attack, they do play a, you know, battle card, which is the token, right? They play a token which counts as a battle card, and it gets the blocker, right? So since they're playing they play a battle card through the skill. I mean, I could be wrong about this, but I'm going with the idea that it works this way because it's making a, you know, a token which is treated as a battle card in this game. It will trigger this effect, which will cause them to crit 2 life. On top of the fact that they already critted 1 life just to play this in the first place. You know, I mean, that's if they, you know, obviously use it. So I play this and I swing. If they use this, then they're just pretty much ending themselves out, which obviously they more likely won't even waste time using this because they know that could happen. But just saying that that is an option. So I don't expect my opponent to play the card once this effect is active. I expect them not to play it when this effect is active. And that's good, right? Because they're not going to stop this attack with that. They're going to have to use something else, or we're just going straight into comboing, right? And this has alliance, so this card's attack can get really, really high, plus triple strike. So if I can get it up there to like 60k plus triple strike, so that way it'll be hard for my opponent to out combo it, then I got game, right? So it's the double-edged sword strategy, right? Where damn if they do, damn if they don't. So either they use the cards to try to stop me and lose anyway, or they don't use it and lose anyway, right? So that's the kind of stuff we're always looking for. Gotenks. It's a unison, which is really good. So it's immune to certain cards. Some cards affects battle cards in certain ways, like dormant potential affects battle cards. Double checking if when this card is attacked by a battle card, it gets 5k. See, like this only does the 5k boost when a battle card attacks the leader, and unisons aren't leader battle cards, so this won't keep boosting the leader if you use your unison. If they use the unison part of this effect, it can stop the unison, but if they don't use the unison part of the effect, then you're good to go. But this does have the ability to affect the unison. Most cards don't. And this mainly affects battle cards, not leaders or unisons, so this is immune from these types of cards, which is why they're here to point out that situation. Let's see, rest mode. When your opponent attacks a leader card. Alright, so anything attacks the leader card, you can trigger this, so the unison can trigger that secondary effect. Alright, so it's a unison. So, like I said, it's immune to some of the floodgate negates, not all of them. It has dual attacks, so of course, if you negate the first attack, at least you got a second attack to swing with. Then it has the -3 ability. Lets you choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and place them at the bottom of the owner's deck. And notice it says battle cards. It has nothing to do with levels, so it can affect tokens. So you can use the -3 ability to get rid of the tokens that, or token that these cards create. So they'll play this on the first swing, right, and then create the token. You restand your unison, use your -3 ability, get rid of the token, and then swing again on the secondary attack. So this is the way you can use this unison to deal with these cards. If they only have one copy, if they have more than one copy, then oh well, you tried, right? Oh well, you tried. At least you'll still have the -3 ability to at least clear their tokens, right? So that's a thing. Then we got just the idea of going wide, not just enough to prevent your opponent from negating your playing the counter plays, or prevent or make it where you still deal your opponent damage even if they negate, or make it where your opponent doesn't want to negate. Obviously these are different ways to fight against negates. Just going wide, obviously a lot of these cards right here, these are the floodgate negates right here, and these are meant for when people are going, players go wide. These cards here are decent when your opponent's slightly trying to go wide, because they could stop at least 2 attacks per copy of these cards, so they could potentially stop your opponent from going wide. But to try to overcome these negates right here, you want to go wide because you're trying to get as many attacks to go through as possible. But of course, people are going to play both these and these to give them more safety nets, right? More protection in a single turn than just trying to stop one attack per turn type thing. So these are the new wave. It's not enough to stop one attack. You gotta stop multiples. So this is the kind of stuff we gotta try to overcome. So still try to go wide just in case. This creates tokens, like you play it. You want to play for 4. Play for 4 energy. Your leader card being green, mono green. Do the active main to play a 15k token. swing with this, swing with the token. You know, that's just this and the token should be enough to help you bypass um, the just one copy of these cards, you know, because they're gonna negate the first, you know, your unison swing with the card, make a token, then you'll swing with your token, they'll block with their token, so that stops 2 attacks right there. Then you do the -4 effect of this card and make 3 more tokens, and then swing with those 3 tokens afterwards. And let's say they so happen to have a second copy, and they play the second copy, and then they're stopping at 1 token, they're blocking another token, but at least there's 1 token left to try to go through. And since they probably took 2 life to play 2 copies of these cards, you know, your opponent should, you know, be pretty low on life, maybe down to 1 life, and hopefully that 1 token is enough to finish out the game for you, right, in that situation. Or at least just force your opponent to be in a situation where they're making their life low enough that you can finish them off with a burn effect or something, you know, which is always good. Always want to put your opponent in a position where it's like, all right, I got game because I have this 1 effect that can end the game for me. So there's that. And of course, this is a unison, so it's immune to some of these cards. The fact that this is a 15k, and then the tokens it makes a 15k definitely helps you get under Violent Rage. So that's important. So that makes Violent Rage less useful. The tokens don't have levels, so that makes the tokens in the unison obviously very useful against Thorn Potential. The unison won't trigger this card's well, more likely the unison attack will be negated by this, but yeah, the tokens will trigger this card's effect, because the tokens are battle cards. So there's that. The tokens, since the battle cards, will be affected by Flying Nimbus. You get the idea. So at least 2 out of the 5 you know, cards, this thing can help you bypass. This can help you, you know, try to get past just these guys. So something is better than nothing, you know. At least we're trying, right? We have some ideas, some ways to try to bypass these cards, because we can't let these cards just be there, right? You know, the idea of like, oh, my opponent has Violent Rage, I end my turn. Like, no, we gotta overcome these cards. We can't just accept them as is. It's like, oh, you got Violent Rage, all right, my turn's over. Like, no, you gotta find a way to bypass the cards. We gotta defeat them, which is the whole point of this video, right? Ideas and thought process of how to beat these cards, so we can fine tune our decks and make sure we, you know, when we go up against these cards, you know, we can actually, you know, try to fight back and not just be like, oh, you got the negate, right? Good. I accept the status quo, as they say, right? I accept my fate of you stopping me with a negate. Like, no, can't accept that. Never accept that. Always make the game harder for your opponent, not easier. So don't make it easy for them to use these negates against you. Make it hard for them to use these negates against you. Get it? Good. Toa. You can use this mainly to because, you know, tokens do count as battle cards, so you can use her -4 ability to take, you know, the tokens if your opponent uses these. So that's the thing. So, and since the yellow token and the blue you know, yellow and blue negates make 10k tokens, you know, you can use this to steal the 10k tokens and, you know, swing at your opponent with it. Not a lot of power there, but it's better than nothing. You could just combo into it and make that, you know, make the token stronger. So that's the thing. Let's see. That's pretty much all you're really gonna do with this card. Just take something from your opponent. Typically, your opponent might, you know, obviously use these floodgate negates or just these cards and try to, you know, make themselves, you know, get an extra turn. So it's like, all right, well, I'm gonna use this. I'm using this to bait out these cards by swinging with her, and then use her -4 ability to take one of your opponent's cards, preferably like a blocker, so that way you can at least use the blocker to defend yourself on your opponent's turn. or at least take away a powerful attacker, so that way your opponent can't use that powerful attacker against you when they were able to, get that extra turn. Gotta foil the plans, right? Make the game hard for your opponent, make it easy for yourself. And there's a lot of other cards, but these are just some cards and just some ideas and thoughts on how to deal with these negates, because it's very important that we do. Blockers are not as hard, because typically the best way to deal with blockers, especially if they don't have barrier, is just play cards, like battle cards or unisons or cards in general, leaders that just have the ability to KO battle cards or steal battle cards, and that just makes your life easier. That way, you just like, oh, I'll take that blocker. Oh, I'll KO that blocker. Oh, I play this battle card, which can KO a battle card, so I KO your blocker and attack. That's how I simplify the whole blocker issue. I try to use battle cards that have the ability to get rid of battle cards, so that way I could just focus on swinging at my opponent's leader. Because, negates, think about it. Your opponent plays a blocker, that's good, but they're more likely to have a negate behind it, and you got to get past the blocker to try to get to the negate, and then there's the negate, right? And that sucks. So we need to get past the negate afterwards. So we got to bypass blockers, which tend to be easier, but negates tend to be harder, so that's why we got to really focus on it, which is why I made a video specifically on beating them, or at least trying to. That's the end of the video.